of the classroom, the SWSC would ask that you respect the efforts of all the participants involved in the positive display of sportsmanship. Negative comments, cheers, cheers, or behaviors directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or teams will not be tolerated. During the contest, please support and show your appreciation to the efforts of both teams that we enjoyed tonight's game. Andrew High School thanks you for your support and cooperation. First, for the visiting Thornton Township Wildcats. They come into this evening with a record of 0 wins and 3 losses. They're coached by Troy Jackson and assisted by Jeff Haynes. At guard, number 12, Justin Montgomery. At center, 23, Marshawn Berger. At guard, 24, DeMarcus Turner. At forward, 32, Kevontae Anderson. At forward, 33, Justin Taylor. Now, let's meet your Andrew Varsity Eagles. We'll begin tonight with a record of 1 win and 3 losses. The varsity team is coached by Michael Lowry and assisted by Jeff Dean. At guard, number 3, Cora Alicia. At guard, number 10, Mike Guerrero. And forward, 22, Luke Wood. And center, number 23, Shakur Al-Qadar. And forward, number 31, Ryan Wardle. The officials for tonight's game are Roxanne Steele,
Hello and welcome to the House of Thunder. Joining you here today is Mike Brennan and Ryan Witchery commentating the first home game for the Andrew Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts come to this game at 1-3 after the Hoops for Hope tournament, and the Thornton Wildcats come in here 0-3.
You know, this season is going to be a very interesting season for the Thunderbolts. Obviously, after we lost two of our better players in Jawad Adekoya and Alex Sapagivna.
You know, though this team, I've seen them play already in the Hoops for Hope tournament, and seeing them now, they really show that they've adjusted extremely well to the loss of those two players, with seniors coming up like Mike Grenda and Brian Warja, both coming up as very, very strong players. And of course, with Jabril being their starting center, he's a huge force to be reckoned with, standing at 6'7", with their tallest player at 6'5", at 6'6", who's their starting center, Marcin Bircher.
And don't forget Gordon Lisha, who's just 14.8 points per game, Mike.
You know, Lisha, he's just an absolute athlete as a player, and it really seems like no matter what he does on that court, he really is just a huge influence, especially with his three-pointers. Though his three-pointers, they don't have the greatest percentage. The times that he makes those pointers, it's absolutely incredible, and I can't believe it when he does. And as we set up for the tip-off, like I predicted, we have number 33, Justin Taylor, and of course, your number 23, Jabril Adekoya, who will be attending Valparaiso College next fall.
As the Wildcats take it up the court.
Thornton really swinging that ball around very nicely, getting it up top.
Yes.
Seems like Andrew's defense and then pressing more out with the zone defense. It's very excellent, especially against teams like this. Ball nearly being backcourted there, but Lauren Lisha and his team very well adjusting.
So Jabril's got it in the three-point range. Taking around, he's very quality with the ball.
There's something that I noticed that really isn't very, what I would call intelligent by the T-Bolts, is their center, Jabril, not playing in a center position. He's playing more in an outside wing position, which really confused me on that point.
Well, Jabril is an absolute player. He is very good no matter where you put him on the court.
You know, though that is true, I feel like he would best be utilizing his strength, which is inside shooting, as his brother last year was outside shooting, Jawad. His inside shooting is absolutely amazing, and compared to last year, Jabril's outside shooting cannot be any greater.
You know, you can tell that he tried to work on this over the summer. You know, obviously, I'm sure Coach Michael Halloran and assistant coach Jeffrey Keene tried to teach him, you know, try to be a more dynamic player, especially without his brother Jawad.
And the T-Bolt's really adjusting well to this zone defense that Thornton is running right now. And a three from Grenda, no good. Still scoreless after 1 minute of play. Lisha now taking this ball, taking his time there. This being his secondary sport, as soccer is his major sport.
And as we've seen, Mike, he is very good at both.
And soccer definitely being a strength here, but also being a starter on basketball team, just great.
Mm-hmm. And that's what Andrew really feeds on, is these great multi-sport athletes that can transition to no matter what sport. A player being like Dan Durkin, a great football player, and an even greater baseball player.
And then we also see fouls like this that are happening. And every single time I see a foul, I just want to mention that these little fouls, they add up. You know, giving a 2-point opportunity here, getting 1 point there, come back to bite you in the end.
You know, it's a war of attrition in this game. And I mean, you just got to play smart. As number 23, Marshawn Vircher, sinks the first of two.
And as he waits for a second one.
Taking his time, Mike.
Doesn't get the second one, rebounded by Jabril.
And you can hear in the background our T-Bolt Storm, which is really trying to play the sixth man in this game.
There's also the team, the school itself just does an absolutely amazing job of promoting everything that they do, whether it's Drama Club or T-Bolt Storm. They do everything that they can possibly to promote everything in this school.
And you know, our school motto this year, together we bring the thunder, and this is a prime example. I mean, we have drama kids, band kids, and fellow athletes here.
And now number 12 to take the free throw, Justin Montgomery, the 6-foot guard.
Oh.
Stepping over the line on that one, making it no good. and Thornton is still leading 1-0 after almost 2 minutes of play.
Now, does he still get to 2 shots, or does that count as 1?
That counted as 1. He wasted the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you for that information.
Glorin Leisha now just dishing this out to Jabril.
You can definitely see who the stars are on this team. It's definitely number 3, Glorin Leisha, and 23, Jabril.
I saw on the court during the Hoops for Hope tournament, you really saw Leisha and Jabril both being huge team players on there, especially Jabril being the huge, absolute massive team captain out there on the court. He's a huge player, and he has an even bigger influence out there.
And you just saw he just scored that basket, and immediately he ran down to try and play defense.
He's an all-around player. He's not just an offensive player like you see a lot of players nowadays. He's also a great defensive player. Luke
22
Hook, sophomore.
Stolen. Number 12, Montgomery, charging it up.
And a foul on that one.
Now,
Kicking the ball.
You can't really blame him. I mean, the ball was there. He was trying to move. But
Well, again, it's also very smart play by the Thornton Wildcats. They saw no opportunity, and just dribbling it onto their foot will make it as counting as kicking the ball out of bounds.
That's some shrewd ball playing there, Mike.
Though it is a dirty way trying to force fouls, it does work in a lot of situations. And an air ball by number 32.
Leisha waiting, trying to find the right time.
He
Sends
finds
it up.
Brenda, and looks like the referee's going to call him for backcourt violation. Now, Ryan, in my opinion, I do not believe that was a backcourt violation, but these are IHSA officials who are really refereeing the top caliber of high school basketball.
I don't think it's my opinion to judge. I mean, these people are very, very dedicated in what they do, so I'm just going to have to side with them on this one, no matter if it goes against the T-Bolts or the Wildcats.
And a 3 from 33,
Sinks
and good. I honestly, from up here, that angle did not look very well on that three-pointer, and, well, it proved very well for number 33, Justin Taylor.
But I'm sure his coach is trying to teach him good technique, because you're not always going to get baskets with that technique. Jabril
Over the head, getting that easy 2 points there, making the score 4-7. Now the T-Bolts only falling by 3 points.
No.
Jarvion Franklin getting ready to come into the game. And another 3 sunk by number 12, Justin Montgomery.
The Thornton Wildcats, even though they're 0-3, I've seen them, and they've been very quality in their games of work.
Both the Thunderbolts and the Wildcats, they've both played very talented, excellent opponents. And having a record as 0-3 and being able to still push through and get this, it's a very impressive feat. Also, the Thunderbolts with the Hoops for Hope tournament, after coming in 1-3, facing teams like the Bennett Redhawks and Oswego East, they played very tough opponents. And coming back into this game, maybe expecting more of a laid-back kind of game here. And right now, the Wildcats aren't giving them what they expected.
And, of course, they never want to give them, what to hope for. I mean, that's just sports.
And Jarvion Franklin checking into the game for number 31, Brian Warja. Jarvion Franklin also being a 3-sport athlete here, being on track as a thrower.
And, of course, as we saw during football season, he is a very good running back.
And being only a junior this year, we still have him for one more year. From his size, he really seems like he'd be a senior.
Actually, coming into this game, I thought he was a senior. I mean, he's just very good, very mature.
He's a very mature player. He has a lot of skill with the game, but he's also been playing since he was very, very young.
And being tri-sport athlete, I mean, an athlete for every season, that just shows the utmost dedication as he sinks the 2.
And also, what I mentioned back in the Hoops for Hope tournament, we saw that Mike Renda, he would always be either out on top instead of inbounding, and sometimes they would have Jabril inbounding the ball when it was back in that situation, which honestly, in my opinion, I didn't think it was that wise. And, well, it looks like Mike O'Halloran did hear me, and he has Mike Renda now inbounding the ball.
And Mike Renda, only standing at 5'9", I have to admit, his size does kind of put him at a competitive disadvantage.
And we now see Jabril Adekoya taking his free throws. He has some trouble with these in the Hoops for Hope tournament.
Now, let's see. Gets the first of one, nothing but net from Jabril.
Score is now 7-10, only 3 points separating the two teams.
And Mike O'Halloran's trying to teach his team don't let yourself get too far behind. I mean, don't sweat the small ones. Just keep fighting.
Even though Jabril, he is going to Valparaiso University to play basketball, he still is giving his 110% down here on the court.
And we saw that the other night from Tiana Karopoulos, who, even though she's committed to Loyola, she still gave it her all. Now, let's see.
And he sinks the second one.
It's only 8-10. They're closing in, Mike.
Montgomery taking this down the court. Thornton struggling to get around with Andrews' man-to-man defense, now switching from a zone. Completely missing that one.
No,
Brendan now bringing the ball down court. Swings it down to Alicia. Alicia has a shot. He passes it off to Jarvion. Jarvion gets fouled on his way up.
He's going to go to the line for 2. No.
Jarvion being an absolutely great athlete there. Saying after he gets fouled, he pretty much just stayed in his own spot. He's an absolutely massive player out there, pretty much all of muscle.
All that 6 foot, 215 is just, as you said, pure muscle. Sinks the first of 2. It is only 9-10. It's number 14. Brian Nicholson comes in for number 23, Marshawn Virtue.
As he approached for a second one. He sinks the second one, getting it, making the score 10-10.
Just as I expected. I mean, they had a little trouble early on. They are now coming back strong.
And now 32 possessing the ball for the Wildcats. Anderson dishes it out to Vircher.
I think they're just trying to comprehend what the T-Bolts have done. Goes up for 3, hits it off the rim, goes back to number 12.
And after some sloppy passing after number 22, Luke Hook just kind of dished that one out there, hoping that it would find somebody. Thornton gets the score to make it 12-10.
And that is, as you can see, Coach Michael Halloran very kind of angrily yelling at his players.
We always see Michael Halloran really getting stressed out these home games, mostly because he doesn't want to disappoint the fans, and he also wants to get these wins under his belt.
As we saw in the Hoops for Hope in Oswego, he's actually only the second Andrew coach to win 100 games. He's second only behind his close friend, Mike Walzak.
And with 1:57 left now in the first quarter, Thornton will inbound it. Montgomery now with the ball.
Now we can hear the T-Bolt Storm chanting. Can you make out what they're saying?
Montgomery now with the ball, driving it in, puts it up 4-2, and he sinks it, making the score 14-10. What I noticed is a very big strength out of Thornton is that they're being able to just swing this ball around and very easily get these points.
They are a very fluid team, which causes some matchup problems.
And after a foul against, well, this one looks like it's against Thornton, Andrew will remain having the ball. This ball will be inbounded by number 10, Mike Brenda. And checking into the game now, back into the game, is number 31, Brian Warja, for number 22, Luke Hook.
I'm sure Coach Michael Heller is upset after that sloppy pass.
And a foul against, looks like Andrew on this one. So foul will be on number 23, Jabril Adekoya, his first of the night.
Being inbounded to number 12, Justin Montgomery. He seems like their go-to guy tonight.
Number 11, in my opinion, he was tripped up on that one. I completely agree with the referees on this.
No debate about it. He is going to the line for 2.
Rayshawn Bruce getting fouled on this one, heading up to the line 4-2.
And he is a 6'1" guard and a forward for the Wildcats.
And after some helpful words from the coach, Luke Hook will be checking back in for Warja. The ball will be inbounded by number 24, DeMarcus Turner.
Into number 11, Bruce.
Montgomery now up top of the ball. Montgomery really seemed to be like our Andrew Jabril Adekoya. Jabril just plucking that ball out of his hands.
Every team would be honored to have a player like Jabril. An absolute asset, a workhorse. And as you can see, That is 18 points a game. That is not hurt.
And Thornton lucky to get that rebound after a couple of missed shots.
And under a minute to go here, the three-pointer off the rim, foul.
Jarvion really fouling him hard there, and Jabril giving him some helpful words there, telling him not to do that one more time. And that's just a foul that you can't make at this kind of level, especially right in front of the referee.
I mean, I don't think he meant it on purpose. Obviously, you hope he never does, but I think he was just going up for the rebound that time. About 45 seconds left, inbounded deep.
Ball being thrown back into the backcourt with 40 seconds left here. From what I've seen in games in the past, a lot of the opponents, they try to drive it in here, get the quick score, and try to bring it back down court for another one. And Montgomery with the three-point opportunity, no good. Jabril now with the ball with 30 seconds left. Dishes it down to Grenda. Grenda having the ball stolen by number 11, Rashawn Bruce. Bruce driving it down the court one more time, dishing it out to 24.
And it looks like it's going to become Andrew Ball.
And with 22.5 seconds left, Jabril Adekoya will inbound this ball to Glorin Leisha. Leisha taking his time here, just trying to waste down the clock a little bit, trying to get the score at half, or at the end of the first quarter.
It's a waiting game. You're just trying to find that great opportunity.
Leisha dishes out the hook. Hook with two-pointer, and it's good. He sinks it.
There's about 10 seconds left here.
Montgomery driving it down. Puts it up, and it's no good. And at the end of the first quarter, your Andrew Thunderbolts are trailing by 2 points with a score of 14-12.
Coming into this game, did you expect the Thunderbolts were going to be losing?
Honestly, I knew this would be a close game coming up, but I did not think the T-Balls would be down after the first quarter. But like we've seen in the past before, the Thunderbolts, they have been down in the beginning after being able to see their opponents and then adjust to them toward the end.
And of course, the leadership by assistant coach Jeffrey Keene and head coach Michael Halloran, they're just trying to help these guys grow as athletes and, of course, win the game.
Yeah, another huge thing I noticed about this first quarter was that Thornton has an immense amount of speed, and honestly, I don't know how the T-Balls are going to be able to cope with that as Michael Halloran is teaching to his players. Now, Ryan, if you were Michael Halloran, what would you be saying to your players at this point?
Just make sure, just keep them close. Avoid these dumb fouls. You're gonna lose if you keep elbowing them out as they go up. That's not smart basketball. And also try and compensate for their speed. Make their speed a weakness.
And now checking into the game for Angela will be number 1, Jeremy Richards, the 5'11", 170-pound junior. Who will be playing at the guard position. Replacing, looks like, number 31, Brian Warja.
Now, I don't believe he's seen too much game action. I wasn't there at the Hoops for Hope.
He did see a small amount in the Hoops for Hope tournament. And wasting no time, the Wildcats put up a shot. And Jabril Adekoya using some nice ball handling skills getting down there.
Mike Brenda dishes it to Richards.
Richards up to Grenda. Grenda out to Leisha. To Hook. Seems like Hook always has a hand in his face. And a travel after Richards' foot had slipped on that opportunity. That'll be Andrew's 5th foul of the night.
And of course, it's an accident, but I'm sure Coach Michael Halloran is trying to curtail this kind of stuff.
With 7:30 left on the clock now, Richards, he only did have 4 points in the Hoops for Hope tournament and he only attempted 1 3-pointer. And though he didn't have much playing time, he's still an extremely dedicated player playing on the sophomore team last year.
Number 33, Taylor, puts it up.
In my opinion, I think the referees missed something on that, which would be up and down. He took a huge hop on that one and another little bunny hop toward the basket.
They're very good, but they're not perfect. And so takes it. Run it back
now with the ball. Leisha now up top with it. Really taking his time. Just a very laid-back player down there. Dishing it out to Grenda. Grenda with the three-pointer. No good.
Very close. Off the rim.
Something else that I feel like the T-Balls should be working on as they head into the locker room at halftime is looking for that higher communication. And right there, as we saw, is a miscommunication. they did not get the rebound, and it gave the opportunity for Thornton to get down that court and get that 2-pointer, and let alone a foul to make it and one.
You know, again, as I said earlier, they might only be 0-3, but you know, you can prove that.
And checking into the game now is number 12, Jake O'Connor, and number 5, Jarvion Franklin, for Luke Hook and Mike Grenda. No good. Jarvion with the rebound. Alicia now taking this ball down nice and slow. Alicia being a really laid-back player down there. And Richards with the no good.
Double dribble, I believe.
And they're going to call 2 shots now for Jarvion Franklin. Jarvion, I feel like he played that one very smart, getting the foul and still going even after he heard no whistle.
And it paid off with the trip to the line. So, 2 for number 5, Jarvion Franklin.
Franklin already getting both of his free throws already for tonight. Hopefully it'll be 2 more at this point. No good.
Again, just missed off the rim.
Richards leaving the game now to be replaced by number 22, Luke Hook, the sophomore.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe Luke Hook also played on the varsity team last year.
As did Gino Karopoulos, Ryan.
But again, Karopoulos not seeing too much game action tonight.
Jarvion puts it up. He sinks the second one, making it up for the first one, making the score only 13-18.
So number 10, that is Anton McHarren.
McHarren dishing it up to number 33. Number 33 taking another hop inside.
And one.
You know, honestly, I feel like the referees are missing that little hop step that they're taking there.
And I think Coach Michael Hallen is trying to call him out on that, but they're not listening, are they?
Yeah, it's a big foul, but what we see up here and what they see down there is a completely different story.
Well, obviously from our announcer's booth here, we kind of have a bird's eye view on the action. So
Number 33, Justin Taylor, the 6'5" junior, playing forward position.
That is very big, especially for just a junior.
He gets his and one. Scores now 21-13 with the T-Bulls now trailing by 8 points with 6:07 left in the second quarter. Lauren Leash now possessing the ball, really trying to find someone. He does have number 12 now, Jake O'Connor.
He's really slowing down the tempo of this game. I think he's trying to ice the Wildcats, and
oh, good.
And there's almost like a scrum for that ball.
Absolute frenzy down there for the ball. Me, personally, seeing a couple of fouls that the referees missed on both sides. Taylor puts it up, sinks the 3.
24-13.
Score will now be 24-13. T-Bolts now trailing by 11 points. This game starting to look more similar to the Bennett-Andrew game at this point in the Hoots or Hope tournament, with Bennett using their 6'9" player, Sean O'Mara, really to score a lot of points. And right now using Montgomery and Justin Taylor to score a majority of their points.
No. In a school like Bennett, they are able to recruit, so they do have a bit of a competitive advantage on a team like Andrew, which cannot recruit.
Leisha misses it. Number 32, Alex Senni.
As he tried to back away from the ball there, but it's still going to the Wildcats.
Number 11 for Thornton, Rayshawn Bruce will be inbounding this ball.
He sends it up to number 10, Anton McHarren, number 15.
Bruce now back with the ball, putting it up to Taylor, down to McHarren. 15, Fuller with the ball, dishing it back up to Taylor. Taylor to number 15 now. Drives it in. Just absolutely stuffed by Alex Senni. Alex Senni being an absolute huge body down there, like we saw a lot of in the Hoops for Hope tournament. He really made a big impact down there, getting a lot of key rebounds and key blocks there, being an absolute huge body down there. At 6'4" and 225 pounds.
He is very large, and like you said, just a very big body, very good at rebounding. Leisha sends it up for 3, bounces off the back of the rim and out. Rebounded by Thornton.
Jake O'Connor now getting charged hard by a Thornton Wildcat.
And the crowd is going wild. You know, the T-Bone Storm is absolutely reveling in this.
You know, that's got to be a huge call, and I would be extremely surprised if the referees did not call that.
So it looks like
And number 15 now, DeAndre Fuller trying to argue with the referee, but I don't see why it would be. He just completely dropped his shoulder into Jake O'Connor.
And Jake O'Connor's not that big a kid, you know, only 5'6", 135.
Leisha now with the ball, dishing it out to Hook. Leisha really taking his time, and with 4:15 left in the first half,
O'Connor's got
T-Bolts are
back
still
to
trailing
Leisha.
by 11 points.
DeBrill trying to find a shoots, just missed.
Senny with a big rebound, fouled on his way up.
He's going to go to the line for 2. 4 minutes exact left in this half.
Puts up his first one, misses it. Score will still remain at 13-24.
And Mike, from your time at the Hoops for Hope tournament, did Alex Ennie take a lot of free throws?
You know, in the Hoops for Hope tournament, not really, because as he was really more of a rebounding body than a shooting body.
Rebounded by number 33,
Justin Taylor. Taylor dishing it out to 10, McCarron. McCarron really taking his time now, dishing it out to number 15, Fuller. Fuller to Montgomery. Montgomery puts it up. No good. Rebound by Lauren Leisha.
And a stoppage in play.
You know, and unfortunately, there is not a play-on rule like there is in soccer, like there is in basketball. Now checking into the game will be number 21 and number 11. Number 11 being Aaron Williams, number 21 being Gino Karopoulos.
Also a sophomore, and I don't believe he's gotten too much playing time this year.
He is not.
As Leisha trying to control his game, trying to find that player to dish it up to.
Karopoulos now with the ball. He gives to Leisha. Leisha had more than enough time to turn. Leisha getting slapped on the hand there. Number 10, McCarron driving this ball down court. Really, Leisha really struggling to get back in the zone like he was before. Hook with the ball, and a jump ball will be called. This ball will go in favor of the T-Bolts.
Now, jump balls do typically go in the favor of the defense, correct?
It depends on what side the possession arrow is favoring.
Okay.
Leisha now with the ball, taking it down the court. Leisha being an extremely laid-back player down on the court and also being a team leader. He's really got to calm his team down in situations when they're down by points like this.
He's been a team leader along with Jabril, you know, they're both seniors. Leisha dishes it up, misses, rebounded by Jabril.
And Jabril puts it up for the 2, getting it, making the score 15-24.
2:50 left in the half. And I believe
Looks like Fuller was fouled up on that one. Looked like nobody was even around him, though.
Again, obviously, you know, they saw not us.
And it will be a push on number 11, Aaron Williams.
He is a 5'11", 142-pound junior. And number 15 thinks it is now 25-15 Wildcats.
Aaron Williams really showed that he belongs on this team, and he really pushed forward in the Hoops for Hope tournament. You know, though he didn't really do much scoring, he did make a lot of great plays.
You know, obviously, we remember the players that, you know, scored the most, but it's that timely shooting that counts.
And there's Lauren Leisha now. Flying it
Dishing
down
it
to
up to
Williams. Williams puts it up for 3. No good. Williams now getting tripped up by a Wildcat.
No good.
Jabril with the rebound stolen from his hands. Hook down to Leisha. Leisha's looking for someone to find. He finds nobody, brings it up himself, getting stuffed. Karopoulos now getting stuffed from behind by number 14, Montgomery.
15 Fuller dishing it around. This is the trend that we've seen tonight, and I'm surprised that Coach Michael Halen hasn't tried to do something about it. And Thornton getting the
It looks like a foul now on Karopoulos. Jabril not happy with his team at all at this point with all the fouls that are accumulating.
And as we can see the scoreboard here, that is 9 fouls on the night for the Thunderbolts.
And checking back into the game will be number 1, Jeremy Richards, for number 11,
Williams.
Aaron Williams.
Score now being 28-15.
30-second timeout, charging.
Michael Halloran takes his first timeout, and you can tell he is probably not happy right now.
And Mike O'Halloran, he can't be happy with his team at this point after showing great performance, especially in the first game of the Hoops for Hope tournament, really pushing through and showing we're not a team we mess with. But right now, in my opinion, the T-Bolts aren't showing that persona at all, being down by 13 points near halftime.
I mean, I think they really lost some mojo at the Hoops for Hope tournament. You know, I just mentioned it, but they've lost as many games so far as they did all of last season. And T-Bolts aren't being led by, as I believe, Dan Durkin, football and baseball player. He's very big with the T-Bolts Storm. As the players go back onto the court, about 2 minutes left in the half.
Now Jabril Adekoya and Glorin Leisha, 2 big team players, will be down there on the paint, ready to get this rebound. Jabril and the referee discussing something, most likely about the foul there. Jabril really only interested in knowing why he called it.
And that's a sign of a great player, you know. Not only making those plays, but understanding why they happen. There's number 33, Taylor. And he's been a big factor tonight. Rebounded by Hook.
And a big foul from number 14 for the Wildcats. Looks like he pushed him in the butt there. Luke Cook will now be sent up to the line, hopefully to be scoring his first points of the night.
Again, did he, you know, how was he at the Hoops for Hope tournament? You know, was he a big factor or what have you?
He puts it up. He gets his first one of the 2.
16-28, 1:56 left in the half. I think we were all thinking it was going to be much closer than a 12-point margin.
He sinks the second one, making the score 17-28. Number 10 now driving the ball down court. McCarron really taking his time. You know, why wouldn't they with a 11-point lead at this point? And a misplaced pass to be taken easily by Jabril. Jabril puts it up, lays it out, no good.
You know, these fouls just haven't been happening for the Thunderbolts tonight. You know.
Number 10, McCarron with the ball, being pressured by Karopoulos.
Yep.
You know, usually the man-to-man works for Andrew, and I don't see why they aren't playing it in this kind of situation. And a big stuff from Andrew. And the fans showing they love it. Hook now putting the ball up. No good. Rebound by Alicia. No good again.
Back to Jabril.
Jabril fouled hard on his way up. Getting punched in the face.
You know, this is some really good, gritty basketball that Michael Hamlin's trying to instill on these players, you know. You don't get it on the first try, rebound to get it on the second try. Just keep trying. You know, either get a foul or it's going to go in the basket. So, Jabril going back for 2.
Jabril already 2 for 2 at the line.
Make that 3 for 3 on the night.
Score now 18-10, 18-28. I'm sorry about that.
Perfectly acceptable, but, you know, Michael Hamlin finally taking the seat. And he's been kind of pulsating up and down the court tonight. You know. And 4 for 4 from the line. 28.
Quickly getting out to Montgomery. Montgomery now rejoining us in the game. Most likely being one of the big players on the team. His coach saving it for a moment like this.
Now as we enter the final minute of the half, 28-19 Wildcats. You know.
Under a minute left now. They drive it in. He puts it up. And a very lucky opportunity on that one.
So 30-19. You know, I hate to be saying this, but I think, the Wildcats have just been much luckier than the T-Bolts tonight. So Jabril trying to get it around. Back to Leisha.
Up top. Leisha is really just, seems like a commander out there on the court with Jabril playing more of an offensive game at this point, trying to get more points on the board.
And why shouldn't he? With 18 points a game, he's definitely the offensive MVP so far for these T-Bolts. Over to Karopoulos. He's the brother of girls basketball great Tiana. And Jabril fouled.
Jabril go up to the line for 2 points. And, Jabril getting fouled a lot here, really being smart, drawing out these fouls.
Again, that's a team player that every team would be lucky to have, Mike. He can score, he can play defense, and he can try and just get those fouls. So with 12 seconds left, 10 fouls just for the Wildcats alone. 5 for 5 on the night.
His free throws really improving from the Hoops for Hopes tournament.
I'm sure he's been working very hard. He has a very strong work ethic when it comes to his game.
Missing his first of the night. Richards getting shouldered in the face.
But no call there. Number 12, Montgomery.
With him getting shouldered in the face there, that really isn't a foul at that point. Carabas is whipping this ball down court, making it no good. And at halftime, your T-Bulls will be heading into the locker room down by 10 with a score of 30-20. Please enjoy our halftime entertainment of the Andrew Thunderbolts cheerleaders and the Andrew Thunderbolts Pom Squad. And we're back now for a second half of basketball. Joining you will be Mike Brennan and Ryan Witchery as a co-commentator. And the T-Balls went into halftime with a trail of 10 points, with the score now being 30-20 at the beginning of halftime. Thornton now is possessing the ball, bringing it inbounds as number 24, dishing it out as number 32. And after doing some math at halftime, Jabril Adekoya so far this season has 83 points, including today's score for him.
That is crazy. 80. I mean, what is this? Their fifth game on the season?
In only 3.5 games, he's already had 83 points, which is absolutely incredible.
As the Wildcats.
And they get a very quick score there, making the score 33-20.
No,
Jabril messing up his ball handling behind his back there. And Montgomery now getting the ball down court. He dishes it up to number 24. 24 getting it up to Taylor. Taylor hits another three. Taylor being the team's top scorer with 13 points here.
And Michael Halloran not happy, calls almost immediately after the half a timeout.
You know, Halloran, he really has been using his timeouts only when he needs to, and he's been using them a lot tonight. Already haven't used one, not even a minute into the second half. His team already being down by 16 points, but we've seen bigger deficits and bigger times the T-Wolves have come back. Also, we've seen teams come back much, much harder, like in the Hoops for Hope Tournament Championship game, which can be viewed on ihsatv.org. And this game where everybody believed that Bennett was going to win it, and Downers Grove Central really came back to get that win.
Mike, if you were Coach Michael Halloran, what would you be saying to these players?
Honestly, I'd be saying get your head in the game. Seems like Andrews isn't mentally there right now.
Very true, Mike. I mean, the halftime, you know, some people say it does take a little bit of momentum out of your swing.
You know, though, we didn't really see that out of the Wildcats, but of course they have to come in here with a swagger and after halftime with a lead of 10 points, now 16 points, especially with their star player, Jeremy Taylor.
I mean, I think Thornton came here with a very hungry appetite because, they came in here 0-3. I think they really wanted to get this victory tonight, especially after a tough conference rival like our Andrew Thunderbolts. As Lauren Lisha gets it inbound.
Lisha also having a very impressive score total in these 4.5 games the T-Bolts have played of 59 points. An absolute great accomplishment there.
Indeed, Mike.
And Jabril Adequilla will be inbounding this one as we saw before in the Hoops for Hope tournament.
Brenda to Lauren, up to Lisha. Batted out of bounds.
Ball will be out of bounds off of Thornton. Looks like this ball will be inbounded by Mike Grenda.
Now, why in this situation will they use Mike Grenda when they just had Jabril do it?
Mike Grenda having very good ball handling and very quick speed. He really has more of an advantage higher up in the court than he would lower, with his height being very small for a basketball player compared to his counterparts like Lauren Leisha and Jabril Adequilla.
And it looks like Jabril's going to go to the line. The first half he was 5 for 6. So, obviously with the score being 20-36, as he sinks the first one, they really do need to get some points on the board.
And a substitution in the game, number 23 coming off the court, Marcia Vercher being replaced by number 14, Brian Nicholson.
And already about 2 minutes into this half, Thornton already has 2 fouls against. Sinks the second of 2, 22-36, 47 left.
Yeah, I really feel like it's going to set a tone for the rest of the game. With Thornton already having 2 fouls, I feel like it's going to have more fouls with them have more of a safety cushion and being more aggressive.
And Jabril making an absolute brilliant play, just batting it out of their hands. Number 33.
And a missed dunk by number 33, Justin Taylor, in a very embarrassing play on that one. And the T-Bolt fans letting him get all of their rage out on him.
Obviously for him, he must be feeling very low right now. About the entire court going up in rabid cheers. It's rattled. As Lauren takes it, again, being a very slow, methodical player.
Gets it up to Hook. Hook really taking his time now.
And Hook sinks it, 24-36, 6 minutes left.
Andrew now only trailing by 12 points now after their biggest deficit of 16 was shown.
This is a very important key for our team. You've got to be resilient.
And Jabril driving down the court. Missing that one, just rolling over the top.
Now, is that going to be a foul on Jabril for a charge?
It would not be, since he did turn his back to the player and did not drive his shoulder into him like we saw earlier in the game when Jake O'Connor was fouled extremely hard.
So Jabril going back to the line on that foul. 24-36, 5:44.
And Jabril now taking his time with this. Gets his first one after a couple of lucky bounces.
Doesn't matter how you get it, as long as you get it, Mike. 25-36.
Puts it up. And it's good for the second free throw opportunity. Score is now 26-36. And the T-Ball's really starting to come back after the little slip up right after half.
Again, it ties back to the inspirational leadership of Michael Harlan. He expects 110% from everybody at every game. Doesn't matter if you're a bench warmer or like a player like Jabril who's perpetually on the court. And there's the stoppage and play.
And a double dribble called on Luke Hook. In my opinion, I don't believe that was a double dribble at all.
And neither
but again,
does Luke
that is
Hook.
my opinion.
Neither does Luke Hook, but he can't complain. The rest are the rest.
And now inbounding the ball will be, looks like number 10, or correction, number 12, Justin Montgomery.
You know, and he's also been a very key player tonight. You know, him and Justin Taylor have been huge cogs in this Wildcat machine.
You know, Taylor more so than Montgomery.
You know, Montgomery's been key on these inbounds, whether receiving them or sending them. And of course, they dish it up to Taylor, and he's been a cog in this machine tonight. And looks like number 24 is going to be sending it in to Marcus Turner.
Montgomery now receiving this ball. It's taking it up high on the court. Getting it back over to Turner. Turner swinging it down low to 32. 32 finds Taylor.
That's Cavante Anderson, number 32. Back to
Anderson with the ball. Montgomery looks like he thought about it on that one. Andrew really stepping up their defensive game after that timeout call by Mike O'Halloran.
But nonetheless, there's 5 minutes left. Thornton gets 2 more points, 38-26.
Leisha now driving this ball down, passes it off to Grenda. Grenda floats it up to Leisha. Leisha looking at his options. He finds Grenda once again. Hook down to Adekoya. Behind his head for the easy 2 points. But it looks like a double dribble call will be called once again against Andrew.
You know, had that counted, that would have been a very, very good basket. But rules are the rules.
And Brian Wardrow will be checking out of the game for number 5, Jarvion Franklin.
And again, 3 fouls against Thornton. You know, they've really cut down on those fouls since the beginning of the half. When within about 2 minutes, they had already had 2.
Number 24 puts it up for 3. No good. Right out of the basket on that one. Grenda really driving this ball down court now, taking his time after getting dished out from Adekoya. Swings it out to Hook.
Into Jarvion. He gets it stolen away.
Grenda lucky didn't get called for a foul on that one. Leisha picking off that ball, getting it down to Jabril. Jabril puts it up for the easy little layup on that one, just kissing the ball off the backboard.
You know, when you have these opportunities, you've got to take them. So, 3 points. Good. 41-28. Thornton. Leisha, again, taking it slow. Up
Floating
to
it out to Grenda. Grenda finds Hook. Ball bouncing off of Hook's hands.
And looks to be in a bit of dismay.
Another timeout will be called by the Andrew Thunderbolts. And Mike O'Halloran, he thought he had a great opportunity with that timeout, making it just a great change on his defensive part. But it seems like Thornton really adjusted without even having to call a timeout. That's a huge strength to notice, is their ability to adjust to just about anything the T-Bolts have thrown at them tonight.
You know, and a lot of this has to go to Thornton coach head Troy Jackson, who I'm sure has drilled into his team. You know, obviously last year we won conference. You know, I think they're trying to. This is Andrew. You know, attack, and that's what they've done tonight. As action resumes once again. You know, and I think, you know, a player like Lauren or Jabril, you know, they have incredible stamina. I mean, they've been in this the entire game, and they do not look like they've been tiring a bit.
And 24 now bringing the ball down court.
That is DeMarcus Turner up to 33. Taylor in and out.
Taylor really is being what seems like their whole offensive power, scoring 16 out of 41 points, scoring more than 40% of their points.
And a lot of that has come from his 3 points. He has been very talented when it comes to 3 points tonight.
Just as we saw Jawad Adekoya last year with his 3 points.
Which, of course, Andrew sorely desires. And I don't think anybody has, you know, come up to the 3-point shooter.
Leisha dribbling his way out of that one. Lucky, in my opinion.
Up to Jarvion, and it looks like he is fouled on the way.
He was set up to the line for 2 points.
28-44. The Thunderbolts just trying to claw back into this one.
Jarvion really focusing right now on getting these.
You know, and it's astonishing that when we have a free throw, the entire arena goes dead silent.
Yeah, that's just a pure thing out of respect, but the second that the Wildcats get one, it's absolutely crazy in here.
You know, you just I guess this, you're not trying to screw up the head of the thrower.
And he gets his second one.
29, 44, 255. And they're dishing it a lot back court. And it looks
Now
like
24
Turner.
bringing this ball down court, just taking a sweet time here. And why wouldn't you with a 15-point lead? He gets it down to Montgomery. Montgomery to their star player, Taylor.
The 14, Nicholson, takes it up in 46, 29, 2:30 left.
Something that I've noticed very well out of the Wildcats is that they've incorporated not only fundamental elements, but also elements they've learned from pickup games that they've played with their friends.
Nick goes in, 31, 46.
That is Jabril's, looks like now his 89th point of the season. Or actually his 91st point of the season now.
He's been on a terrific tear this entire season. I believe he was an all-area player last season, and it looks like he's trying to shape up another all-area season.
And a three-pointer hit by number 24, DeMarcus Turner. DeMarcus Turner really showing his strength right now, especially with those three-point opportunities.
And I think Coach Troy Jackson is trying to diversify their shooting. And Lauren Leisha, three-pointer, 34.
Leisha really making a big impact here with that first score of the night for him, which is very unlikely, but making it a big moment right now, hitting that three-pointer.
You're still 15 points down. It's these momentum switchers that can really affect the game. Taylor switching it up to Taylor, three-pointer.
Back-to-back threes now for DeMarcus Turner. Easily seeing those at this point, it looks like. Scores now 52-34. Their T-Bolts trailing by 18 points.
And we've seen that in the second half. DeMarcus Turner has been more and more important. Jarvion goes up, misses. Rebounded by Jibril. It's stuck.
And it looks like they will have to call. Looks like they'll have to call on one of the players to get that ball down.
Kevontae Anderson able to knock it down.
Brenda now checking out for number 21, Karopoulos.
So in this situation, they're going to inbound the ball to Lisha, taking it in, shoot, off the backboard.
Tipping it out to Jibril. Jibril puts it up for two, and he gets this one, not getting it stuck on backboard this time. 36-52 with under a minute left now.
They're only down by 16. Michael Halloran is urging his players back to press the ball carrier.
The T-Balls now staying to their man-to-man defense, which seems to work wonders with them. And of course, number 23, Jibril Adekoya, is up against number 33, Justin Taylor, both star players for the two teams.
And they're both very large. As we can see.
Now Montgomery now with the ball up top. Leisha trying to get that ball, which is trying to poke it out. Karopoulos providing pressure for one of the biggest three-point shooters that Thornton does have.
Taylor, I think he's just trying to slow it down, take away Andrew's opportunities.
Under 10 seconds left now. Really wasting down this clock. They're going to have to try to get a move here soon. Puts it up for three. No good.
Way downtown. End of the quarter. That does not count.
And now at the end of the third quarter, your Thunderbolts are still trailing by 16 points, 36-52. And out of that half, I saw a lot of momentum changes. And Andrew seemed like they did have a very good opportunity. But, after Thornton really adjusted very well to the new Andrew defense, Andrew really has to keep on switching defense, which cannot be easy for them.
And a big reason for the Wildcats' success is that they've been the more dynamic of the two teams. They see what Andrew's doing, and they almost intuitively know how to react to it. Whereas the Thunderbolts, they haven't been able to change on the fly like they should be.
Andrew really needs to, I would say, step up their defensive game, which is probably their weak point here. Their offense being very well adept right now, but their defense, which I feel is lacking. I really feel like if they put more pressure on number 33 and number 24, that they would really be able to benefit from that, with them being two of their top scorers. 24 having 12 points, all accumulated from three-pointers, and 33 Taylor with having multiple threes and having 16 points under his belt at this point.
And it's just very challenging. It's very, very challenging to try and guard a guy like Justin Taylor, who is 6'5". They've only got one player that can really match up well with him, and that is Jabril Adekoya.
Jabril Adekoya, he's been probably one of the biggest players on Andrew, being a varsity player all 4 years of his Andrew career, and now being a starter for 2 years in a row, replacing probably what his brother's role was, filling huge shoes, and now also attending Valparaiso University next fall.
Where I believe he will be able to play basketball, which I think was a very important decision.
They're swinging this ball around very well, getting up to Taylor. Only one man covering Taylor, but looks like they're having more men inside, which is very uncharacteristic of Andrew.
And, I don't think they're reacting well. I mean, I don't think they expected Thornton to be so liberal with the passing. I mean, Thornton has been very good handling the ball tonight.
Their passing is absolutely dead on, and quite honestly, I didn't expect that either.
No. And what can you do? I mean, Thornton's very easily been winning the speed battle tonight, and there's just nothing you can really do. I mean, hope for the next game, work on your speed. And it looks like Gino Karopoulos is going to be inbounding the ball.
But Ryan, this game isn't over yet. There's still 7.5 minutes left of basketball to play, and that's a lot of time.
I know, but I hate to be saying this, but it seems like every time the Thunderbolts have been able to get on a run, the Wildcats have been able to battle back with more.
Jabril Adekoya with a nice rebound, getting fouled on his way up. This will set him up to the line for 2.
And as we've seen tonight, he is very dangerous when he gets to the line. He knows how to handle his ball. I mean, what is he at now? 9 for 10 from the free throw line?
I believe it was 8 for 10. And he misses his first of the 2. 6:59 left in the fourth quarter.
And he sinks the second. 37-52, 7 minutes left, down by 15.
Karopoulos giving him a lot of space for a press, which, though it is very smart to do that at some points, at this opportunity in the game, you really have to press harder than that.
In this game, and number 15, DeAndre Fuller, he's not been too much of a factor tonight. DeAndre Fuller.
And number 11 really dishing this ball out now, getting up top to 15. Traveling on his way in.
DeAndre Fuller, not really happy with that call.
I don't think any player really would want to be called for traveling, especially since it's something that you learn in first grade. Always dribble the ball when you're running in basketball.
No, I think he just got caught up. He saw the lane. He wanted to attack it. Well, it's human.
Luke Hook now, after replacing his big brother, Tyler Hook, who is a two-sport athlete, Luke Hook now playing predominantly basketball.
And he's also a very good baseball player in the spring. Leisha for 3, off the backboard.
That will hit off of the cable, suspending the basketball hoop. And that's got to be a tough thing to do.
He just kind of sprung it off the back of the rim. So number 24, DeMarcus Turner, taking it up.
Turner dishing it out to Taylor. Taylor driving it in. Ball getting caught up behind his back, still managing to keep possession. Luke Hook just plucking that ball out of the air.
And this is what he's been good at tonight. I believe that's going to be a charge on the grill. And Michael Halloran is visibly upset, yelling at Luke Hook, number 22.
I don't think any coach really wants to yell at their players, but during a game they really get caught up. And yelling now for a coach really is just mostly helpful advice.
And especially against a key conference opponent like Thornton, who is very good. Last season they gave the Thornton a run for their money, coming close to the line. So,
last year, I believe, when they did play Thornton, the score was not this high at all. Not even close to this high. Neither team breaking 40 points.
Really? That's very interesting, given that now both teams are very close to eclipsing that mark and exceeding, as Jabril sunk the first of 2 free throws. And the Thunderbolts have been very good this half about curtailing their fouls. They have not had a single foul, while Thornton has had 6.
And he puts it up for another one. He gets both of them this time, making the deficit only 13 points. Thornton not being able to score at all in this quarter so far. Number 11 pushing this out to Montgomery. Montgomery looking for his man.
Oh, I think they have a backcourt violation. Or
No, that's a timeout called by the coach. A very smart one at that, if any, due to the immense pressure that the T-Balls were providing on Montgomery, which probably in the end would force him to go backcourt.
And you can see he was kind of stepping, very wise move by head coach Troy Jackson. Michael Halen, again, I guess this doesn't even hurt the Thunderbolts. I'm sure Coach Michael Halen is trying to tell him, do what you're doing. Let's try and get our ways back into this game.
O'Halloran, he really is, you see him with a great player-coach relationship, and by no means does any player disrespect that. Every single player I've talked to really seems like they respect Coach O'Halloran with all his decisions during games, at practices, and just how he treats his players. He's a strict coach when he needs to be, but he's a fun guy when you're doing something right.
You never want to be a coach that yells. Players don't react well to that. You have to kind of build them up.
And that's exactly what Michael O'Halloran has done over the past few years with a lot of his players.
And a lot of these players are 4-year players. Jabril, Gino and Luke, they've been on it their freshman and sophomore years. I'm not sure about Lauren.
Lauren Leisha has played for 3 years on varsity now.
Over these, couple years, they fostered some great relationships with their head coach.
Number 45 now checking in the game. We have not seen him yet. Jamani Pierce.
As Jabril takes it up, 5:20 left, and what is
just like over the hand on that one, dribbling when he just scooped the ball under his hand, supporting it.
Oh. That is a call that we have not seen tonight.
That will be called. That is technically a travel on that part after you have the ball possessed, technically.
Oh. So number 12 dishing up to 15. Montgomery
getting out to Fuller. Taylor now with the ball. Jabril providing great pressure, not being able to. And it looks like Jabril will be called for a push.
No, I didn't quite see that, but again, I'm not going to challenge these refs. They're most close.
Actually, it looks like Taylor was called for the pushing on that one after Jabril really had no hands on him even, just his body. Corrales now with the ball, looking
for his man. He really fought to get open.
He finds Jarvion. Jarvion scoops it up to Jabril. Jabril out to Leisha. Leisha to Hook. Hook drives it in, puts it up, misses it.
Jarvion tries to put it back out to number 11, Bruce.
Fuller now with the ball, nearly a backcourt violation there.
Well, he needs stepping close to the line there. Very dangerous for these Wildcats.
And another timeout called by Thornton. Thornton being forced to call their timeouts now. And no points have been scored in over a minute here in the House of Thunder. Once again, this is Mike Brennan and Ryan Witchery commentating the first home game for the Andrew Thunderbolts. And you're watching this on ihsa.tv/Andrew.
This T-Ball Storm, they've been terrific crowd for the home team. I'm sure as this game has gone on, they've begun to really rattle the Wildcats.
The Wildcats, I don't think they expected in this half to be really this pressure by the T-Balls, only scoring 22 points so far in this half, and the T-Balls scoring 19. And though this is a big score difference, only by about 2 points, the T-Balls really have showed back in an effort. They've really destroyed the Wildcats in effort-wise.
And again, this is another lesson taught by the entire coaching staff. Don't quit. Never give up. If you keep on fighting, you're going to win.
Montgomery taking this ball down court. Really, the Wildcats have been forced up court by a lot of the Andrew players.
A shot, very poor shot.
Huge air ball on that one, going behind the basket.
Leisha
with the three.
Off
no
the
good.
rim.
Leisha has hit no
Fuller.
threes so far in this whole game.
Are they calling him out of bounds?
I believe they are, and that's a very smart call by the official down there.
So DeAndre Fuller is going to be sending it in. Sends it back to number 12, Justin Montgomery.
Montgomery being a big player here, though only scoring 9 points out of the team's 52. He has really pushed forward and showed that he is a big team player. And 45, Jamani Pierce, the 6'5" junior, having two shots that are two opportunities that have gone a little bit to the left on his part. One ball going out of bounds completely on a pass. Another one not even making to the basket before going behind the rim.
It almost looked like he's trying to pass to one of their cheerleaders. Obviously, you can't do that.
Alicia driving it down. He finds Senni.
Jabril fighting. Jarvion off the backboard.
Jabril getting the jump ball now.
Now, is this one going to Andrew or Thornton?
This ball will be in Andrew's favor. That was a very smart play there with Jabril noticing the possession arrow would favor the T-Bolts.
So, Jim Krappel's trying to inbound it very tough to Jabril. Just kind of waiting his time. Oh!
And he is fouled hard on that one. And again, he's playing very smart now. And normally you don't see him playing as the player that that draws the fouls and gets sent to the line. It seems like at this point he feels like he has to do that.
It can do nothing but help you in the long run. 7 fouls already in this half. Sinks the first one. Now they're only down by 12, Mike, with 3:38 left.
Now number 23 coming in for Thornton.
Marshawn
Vircher coming in for number 45, Jamani Pierce. And in Vircher, we saw him as a starter this game, and we really haven't seen much of him besides that. With him having 3 fouls and 3 points, it seems like his foul number is more dangerous than his scoring.
Oh, yes. As Jabril sinks the second. They're only down by 11, Mike. Oh, deflects the ball.
Alicia with the ball. Puts it up for 2. Misses it.
In and out.
Ball being floated down to Montgomery. Montgomery trying to get around. Misses that ball, but tipped in by their star player, number 33, Richards.
Just taking that dagger a little deeper into the Thunderbolts. 54-41, about 3 minutes left here.
With Taylor being one of their biggest players for Thornton, he's scored 18 points this half already. Or 18 points in this game. And he seems to be their biggest scoring threat right now. And only having 1 foul doesn't seem like he's going to be fouling out.
His height definitely helps him. He can block well, and he can get up over our players. 3 points.
Warja no good. Jabril getting that ball now, being pressured hard. And they're going to call a foul against the Wildcats.
Sending him to the line. 2:42 left. 41-54, Wildcats.
Jabril now going into the line on more than one occasion.
And he has proven to be invaluable up at the line.
And that'll be number 23's 4th foul of the game. 1 more and he'll be fouled out.
And the crowd is going deathly silent. Sinks it. 42-54. And I think a majority of Jabril's points tonight have come from these free throws.
He's at 27 of them tonight. And it looks like 1 more and he will be breaking. Finally, he gets to 100 points now for the season.
And this is what, the 5th game already? He's averaging 20 points a game. That is absurd.
That's an absolutely great feat. And knowing him, he's got to be happy with himself for that. But he's really got to focus on the game, being down by 11 with only less than 3 minutes left to go. It's got to be a stressful moment, but as everyone's seen it, it can be a miracle and it can happen. And Mike O'Halloran giving some words to his players, probably coming out with some final schemes to really get this scoring drive going.
I think they've really got to try and rely on these 3-pointers. Try and dish it out to Galoran and Alicia. He's been our 3-point threat tonight. Brian Warja, he was very close on his attempt, but obviously Galoran and Alicia, he's really kind of tried to step up to Jawad's reputation.
And both teams taking full advantage of these timeouts. And though Thornton has made no substitutions, Andrew will stay that same way that they did before.
So 43-54, 11 points, a deficit for the T-Bolts. Number 15, DeAndre Fuller, trying to inbound it.
Fuller finds Taylor. Nobody's seeing Taylor coming up, just sneaking up there. Andrew's now pressing very hard, trying to keep this ball in the backcourt for these 10 seconds that they need to. Karopoulos with a big hit there. Looks like the ball will be out of bounds against the Thunderbolts. And almost nearly getting that 10 seconds that they did need to get that backcourt violation.
And it looks like Hook is going to be coming in for Warja.
And I think it's a very smart decision from Coach Mike O'Halloran. With Hook, though he isn't the greatest in shooting this game, he has made some very great opportunities with defensive plays.
I mean, it's just a pair of fresh legs, and Hook, he has been vital on these rebounds. You know, he is very tall, especially for just a sophomore. As we can see here, he is 6'4".
You know, his brother Tyler Hook being 6'5", and you know, with Luke being more of an outside shooter and his brother being bigger.
Lawrence
Karopoulos with his first score of the night.
So 45-54, 2:17 left, down by 9.
You know, these final minutes now,
These are
really the Thunderbolts can come back from this. They're very easily can get back in this.
Indeed. So Taylor trying to dish it around to number 12, Montgomery, to number 24.
Taylor now with the ball, taking his time. Jabril not going to let him. Jabril fouling him. It's like that foul was on purpose, it looks like.
You know, I think he's just trying to stop the clock, and that is the first foul of the half.
Yeah, that's a smart foul really taken by Jabril. And knowing that it would not be going into for a 2-point opportunity, Jabril really thought that one through, making that a very smart play. And now Coach Michael Haller will be taking, looks like, I believe, his third timeout of the night.
So 2:05 left, 54-45. T-Ball's trying to claw their way back into it from a very large deficit faced in the earlier in the half.
You know, 10 points at halftime, and now they're down by 9 points. There really hasn't been much change in the deficit, though this is a little bit lower and a little bit more nice than a 10-point deficit at halftime. With only 2 minutes left, the T-Bolts are really going to have to push forward in these final minutes and really try hard.
Yes, indeed, Mike. I mean, I'm sure Coach Michael Halloran, you know, I think he's just trying to give him, you know, some words of advice here.
And really, these timeouts being absolutely vital, taking all of these seconds really to make it last. And now Gino Karopoulos coming in once again. Gino Karopoulos being a freshman player last year and now being a sophomore this year, it's really got to help him out here.
And I think we've seen he's really grown as a player in this game. I mean, he has become more vital to this team. I mean, I believe last year he was only very rarely, and now he's being called on in a very vital situation. Down by 9, 2 minutes left. Thornton, number 12, Montgomery trying to inbound it. To number 23, out.
And it looks like Jarvion will take another smart foul here, sending the ball to be inbounded, only after 1 second of the ball being in.
So, you know, and again, it's very valuable. You know, stop the clock. You know, trying to halt their momentum just a little bit. Gordon Lisher just jumping up and down, trying to deflect this ball, going way back into the backcourt. Hook lost him.
He's looking for Foley. He can't find him. He finds Montgomery. And now with Andrew really struggling to get these fouls done, he's really having a hard time. He's really having a hard time right now trying to find a way not to foul and keep this clock stopped. I mean, with them really just pushing forward every opportunity they get. And though that did not look like a foul from up here, the referees did see it, and that is my opinion that it was not a foul, though. So the ball will now be inbounded again by a Wildcat.
No, they're going. I mean, they're very. I mean, I think the referees are being a little over vigilant with these fouls. I mean, it seems like all you have to do is tap them, and they're going to call a foul and try and inbound it. 153. You know, the T-Balls, they have cost. Oh, number 15 getting the huge inbound. Hook
Luke
fouling.
Hook fouling. The foul is being intentional at this point. as Coach Michael Heller is trying to stop the clock at any means necessary. Accumulating 5 fouls now, really not being a good decision here.
And again, the Wildcats are going to be inbounding it. So, again, Glenn Lisha just being a dog on the inbound. Oh,
Luke Hook having to foul once again.
And I think the win has been really taken out of the sails of the TiVo Starmark Glee Club. All these fouls are really bogging them down. There's nothing to really cheer about. I mean, it seems like as soon as the ball goes into play, immediately there's a foul. I think
it's a very smart move for the Thunderbolts to do, stopping the clock at every opportunity they can. Luke Hook now fouling once again. This will be I believe it is the second foul now of the night.
As the clock stops at 1:43, 7 fouls, and probably Dustin Payne's minutes.
This will finally send him up to the line.
No, this can be dangerous, very dangerous. As he goes to the line, misses the first.
This is his first and only.
Jabril
taking no time to get this down court. Lisha now with the ball. Lisha really taking his time here, looking for an opportunity. He finds Jabril. Jabril driving it in. He finds Lisha Wenzel. Lisha with the 3-point opportunity, and he sinks it, getting it, making the score 48-54. T-Bone's only trailing by 6 points now. Thornton struggling to recover, really taking their time now.
The crowd has gone crazy.
This will send him up to the line. Another foul committed by the Thunderbolts.
That really re-energized this crowd as we go back up to the line. 54-48, 118. It cannot really get much closer than this.
Now number 23 up to the line, Marcin Vircher. Vircher was only having 3 points tonight. He really hasn't been a big factor in scoring, but these 3 points, they made a difference because 48-54 is way bigger than 48-51 in this point.
Looks like Jarvion is coming out for number 10, Mike Grenda.
What Mike Grenda loses in height, he really makes up for in skill and outside shooting.
He's small, he's scrawny, but he can pack a punch. And sinks it.
Score is now 48-55. And he has one more at this opportunity now. The Thunderbolts committing 8 fouls in under a minute. That's got to be some sort of record for the Thunderbolts.
Misses it. Rebounded by Jabril to Lawrence.
Lisha now taking this ball down the court. Being double teamed. Slipped up.
Recovers, sends it off to Jabril.
Finds
to Karopoulos.
Karopoulos misses a 3. Nearly rebound by the Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts pressing hard and fouling is number 10, Mike Grenda.
It's necessary. Only less than a minute left to play. And you can see Lauren Lisha, he has been trying his heart out this entire game.
And those points really don't show it. He has been giving his all 110% here, really making a huge difference in this game.
Indeed, Mike. Taken by Hook.
Hook dishing it out to Jabril. Jabril driving it in. He puts it up. Gets the 2-point opportunity.
50.
Scores now 50-55.
49.4 seconds left. Woo.
And a timeout will be called by Andrew, Coach Michael Halloran.
Again, 50-55.
Andrew really coming back in this one, like I said, that they most likely would earlier. And hopefully this lead, or this comeback will continue, knock on wood.
And the band's getting into this. The crowd is on its feet. They want to see their team come back.
Every single player, every single person out there right now really wants to see the Thunderbolts come back in this game. And it's a very feasible idea at this point. Only being down by 5 points with 50 seconds left to go. That's a lot of time to score.
And it looks like the players are starting to break, maybe head back onto the court for this breakneck 50 seconds that we still have to play. In this fourth quarter, team unity, They're all together.
The team coming out now, the team coming out right now on the court and really holding their heads up, hopefully getting some very helpful advice from coaches Mike O'Halloran and
Jeffrey Keene. You know, I do want to give a shout out to T-Ball Storm. I mean, they show up to every event, and you know, it really shows our school unity. You know, they have scheduled events, whiteout, Hawaiian nights, blackouts, foul.
And Grendo fouling. Looks like that one was intentional as well. You know, at this point, the intentional foul opportunity or idea, it's really not going to work as it did before. But now almost every foul will be sending them to the line.
And this is going to be sent 4-2 with 41.8 seconds to go. No, this can either be a curse or a blessing for the T-Bolts.
And he gets it. Scores now 56-50, extending their lead only by one more point. No good.
This is it.
Jabril with the rebound. Montgomery having to retreat fast. Alicia now with the ball. He's looking for men. He finds Jabril, but it's intercepted by a Wildcat. 30 seconds left now. Grenda looks like he'll be called for a foul, but in my opinion, that was a jump ball.
With 30 seconds, let's go. I think we have some heartfelt things to give out to some people. You know, we have Mark Gadden, Chris Youngbrat, Nate Lainert on the cameras.
We have Chris Youngbrat on camera, Mark Gannon on camera. And the T-Bulls are not out of this yet. With Jabril Anakoy getting a great two-pointer right there. And one, making the score 52-56. And still having one more opportunity to get the 53rd point.
Woo.
Jabril now having 32
points. It is absolutely deafening in here. The crowd is going crazy. Yes!
And he gets the first, and he gets it. And one. Scores now 53-56.
And it looks like a timeout. Charge to Thornton.
With 53-56, this game is going to be one for the books if Andrew can come back. And like we saw before in the Hoops for Hope game in the championship game against Downers Grove Central, or Naperville Central and Bennett Academy, they weren't out of it. And though they were down by almost 20 points at halftime, Naperville Central against Bennett Academy, they came back and they beat them in overtime.
You know, as a wise man once said, never say never. And that is what the T-Bolts have done tonight. You know, when it seemed like, you know, when the going got tough, the tough got going. You know, the T-Bolts have shown that tonight. You know, they never got themselves out of it. The crowd never did. The band never did.
An absolutely amazing game right now. The T-Bolts really coming back in this one, pushing forward and showing just how amazing they are. And just how they've come together as a team, and though being down by 10 points at halftime, they've came back to only a 3-point deficit right now.
I mean, they just clawed and fought their way back out. They go out for possibly the most important 20 seconds of this young season.
And Taylor, he's been, number 33, Taylor, he's been shut out for these final moments in the game, which is a very great thing for the Thunderbolts.
And I'm sure Coach Michael Hanlon has been trying to get that tonight. You know, I'm sure he's realized Justin Taylor, he's a threat, neutralizing. They're trying to steal the ball. They're stealing it. The crowd is going crazy. It is deafening.
Just possessing now, trying to stop this ball. And Jabril strategically fouls, though I don't think he meant to do that.
10 seconds even left on this clock.
This is a very stressful moment for number 24, DeMarcus Turner. These 2 points here will either make or break the game.
Indeed, Mike. You think he's feeling a little bit of pressure right now?
You know, honestly, I believe that Turner, he'll be very stressed about this game, and the T-Bolt fans not giving it any breaks right now.
It doesn't give you...
And he gets it. This will make it a very difficult game for the T-Bolts to win, having to score one quick point and getting another extremely quickly. T-Bolts now being down by 4.
I want to tell you how loud this crowd is. I cannot hear Mike next to me.
Lou Cook now getting it out to Jabril. Jabril finds Leisha. Leisha out to Grenda. Grenda for 3.
No.
Missing it. We have 2.5 seconds left to go. There'll be a foul called, and looks like number 23 will be heading down the line for Thornton, Marcin Vercher. Seems like a not very smart play by the Thunderbolts, but it's what has to happen. And with the Thunderbolts now being down by 5 points with a second left to go, it seems like a win at this point is unfeasible.
Indeed. And again, I think we still have some credits left to go. You know, of course.
He just throws it up, it seems like he'll be burning the clock at this point.
I mean, there's really no point to even trying. I mean, up by 5 points with literally a second to go. And he makes it.
Leisha is throwing the ball up. And at the end of the game, the York Thunderbolts have lost their first home game, 59-53, after a valiant effort. And some special thanks to some people out there. Chris Youngbrandt on camera, Mark Gannon on camera, Nate Lenhart on camera, Joe Salinas also running a camera, Nate Chanel as director, Jack Volante technical director, Mr. Kravitz on graphics, and your commentators, Mike Brennan and Ryan Witry. Thank you and have a great night.